Welcome, Libra. This is your weekly focus for the week of May the 20th. I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up and giving me your support. I thank you. Okay. Let's see what the cards have to reveal for you, Libra. It's exciting times. Everybody's having great stuff here. Look at this now. We got the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is about rest, recuperation, that you've been through the war. I mean, this is essentially the warrior. If you go back in the history of tarot, this was the warrior coming off the battlefield. He's walked through the fires. He's had the battles. And he's beaten up, and he's tired, and he's sore, and he hangs up his weapons. He takes off his uniform, and he lays down, and he recuperates, and he rests. He thinks about his tomorrow, of what he wants to step into, the adventures, the opportunities, the learning experiences. How this war that he has been through, or several wars maybe, and it's probably several wars. We probably walked many paths in order to be here. So many wars, the wars that we have fought in order to get to the here and now, have grown us into the person we are. And we need to recognize that throughout the week. That we started out as an infant, as we all did, hopefully. You never know with these days what they're doing behind the closed doors of the scientists. Anyways, we won't go down that path. Oh my goodness. Edit that. We'll take that out. Okay, if I edited, I'd probably take that out. But one of you is, I don't know. For some reason, I had to say that out loud. So I don't know whose angels are working here to make me say that. But anyways, back to the card. The Four of Swords is a card of rejuvenating oneself, healing oneself. Maybe you've been through a really bad relationship. Now's the time to rest and recuperate. It's not the time to get out into that new relationship. Maybe you just got fired from a job. Believe it or not, now is not the time to actually go out in search of that job. It's more about healing yourself. And so you're going to be looking for opportunities. You're going to be looking for the adventures, because when you feel strong, you're going to walk out that door, and that sun that's been shining through that window, that was the promise of a bright and beautiful future tomorrow because of what you had to go through in the past. So know that it's a promise to you. If you take care of yourself, if you give yourself time to process the strength of coming through that fire, that battle, of who you have become, the victory part of it, even if you lost the battle, the victory part of it for yourself. Judgment is your first card. For the things that you have gone through, there is some kind of reward coming to you this week. Definitely some kind of reward to say you have, you've done the work. We've been watching you. And even though you didn't get the immediate reward that you were hoping for, this is a reward for now, to see you towards your future, to tell you that you're on the right path, to tell you to keep going, to strengthen you, to give you hope, to give you that confidence, that surge of motivation that you need in order to go forward again. This is also about the death and rebirth of something in your life, letting go of something in order to step into a new experience. And so often we do that, through transformation, right? Through the growth of ourselves. We naturally let go of some things in order to be born again, in order to step into a new path, by allowing the old, the yesterday, the past to stay in the rearview mirror, to feeling rebirth because of it. So it really ties in with that Four of Swords kind of energy, where something, it could have been a trauma or something that you just didn't give yourself time to grieve in the moment for what you have gone through. And now is the time to allow that grief in. Maybe it was some bad news that came in, but you were too busy and you had to concentrate and you had to focus on something, and you didn't allow yourself the time to process the event, the situation, the conflict in the entirety that it needed in order for you to heal from it. And this is telling you that when you do that, you feel like you are reborn. You feel that energy surging through your veins again. You feel the strength of who you are coming back alive within you again. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, she's a frugal lady. She really is. She always looks towards the future. She looks towards where she wants to go, what she wants to create, the successes she wants to have. And then she says, how do I do that for free? How do I use what's already around me in order to do that path with a success? So I almost get like, I see you as the Fool with the little hobo suitcase on your shoulder, just trying adventures or trying an opportunity or stepping into some kind of new learning experience where you really know very little about the path that lays before you and what kind of knowledge and wisdom you're going to take in because of it. The storm has passed. Also in this card, the storm has passed. So I don't know what you have been going through. And obviously this doesn't pertain to everybody, but obviously the majority, if this kind of strength is coming out here. So either something has just happened to you or something in the past has happened to you and you didn't give yourself the time to process it, to grieve from it, to heal from it, to allow the sorrow or the anger or the frustration out. Okay, we don't want to keep it buried within. That just gets ugly, okay? It does so much damage to your path going forward. So definitely this is a time to start to release that, to step into that path so that you can transform, so that you can accept the gifts that are waiting to come to you, to push you forward. And then once you get that sense of security, that confidence welling up within you again, now is the time when you will be realizing that the storm is actually over and it's time to think of your future. And how do you do it with just what you have here and not dipping into resources or time or energy in a great extent? You will if you have to. You're there to grow the prosperity, the abundance, absolutely. The love, the joy. The Knight of Wands. So you're kind of in no man's land here this week, okay? This is my no man's land. You've been on that stallion and you've been riding your path, okay? And you've stopped and you've gotten off the stallion and you dropped to your knee. First of all, once again, it's about seeing the victories of the past, seeing your accomplishments of the past, of what has gotten you to this moment, your transformation up to this point in time, how you've grown, how you've strengthened, how you've gained courage and wisdom and understanding and clarity. And here you are in the present. And it's giving thanks for everything that you have in the immediate now. So very much the Queen of Pentacles energy comes up again. This is an extremely well-flowing reading here. The cards are telling us a story. Now, before we get up, before we get back on our stallion and ride towards our future, we need to ask for the guidance, for the clarity, for the understanding, for the wisdom, for the support that you need in order to go forward with a strength towards success, towards prosperity, towards abundance, towards great love. Knight of Pentacles is going with the flow and trusting that the abundance is awaiting you, that you do not have to worry that you're moving too slow or you're, a little far to the left or to the right. It doesn't matter. So long as you're going with the flow, so long as you are not fighting the current, so long as you feel like, things are working. So if you try something and it just doesn't seem to, then back it up a little bit, look at it, observe it in a different way so that you can see the way forward, an innovative way to skirt the conflict or the challenge or the limitation that stands in front of you. We have the Ace of Cups. So this is like the underlying energy for this entire reading in some essence, or the main part of it, at least. It's about a new beginning. It's about a new start. It's about this cup running over with abundance and happiness and joy. I mean, this is really setting you up to really walk into, but you have to really go with the flow here. What opportunities come up to you? What kind of adventures come up to you? Even if you can't afford it, somebody says, hey, you want to go on a trip? We're going next March or something, and we're going to go on a trip. And if you just, even if you don't have the money, you save a little, and you're like, oh my gosh, how can I even save that? I'm not going. No, but to actually humor the thought of maybe going on that trip, humoring the thought of going on the trip with the expectation that, maybe it's a cruise and maybe you land in Mexico. And if you're not from Mexico, it'd be, this is a good story. Otherwise, if you're from Mexico, because I know I have viewers that live in Mexico, but I had to use a country. So I used Mexico, and you can go and visit the Mayan ruins, and you decide that it's $40. I've already spent this. I've already spent that. I don't think I'll go on that excursion. And you kick yourself because you didn't step into the opportunity of learning, because there's always a reason that you are being witness to new information coming in to transform you. So listen to what is out there, open your eyes and see what is showing up in your path this week. We have the Six of Cups. I think you're coming into an understanding that you deserve so much more than you have given yourself entitlement to up till this point in time. You are seeing your value. You're seeing your worth. You are understanding that this future that you see in your mind is somewhere out there waiting for your presence. And all you have to do is show up and embrace it. As we close out the week, we're going to have to really look at the seeds we've planted, the successes we see in our mind as well, or what seeds maybe we are going to plant. I think it's more what seeds we're going to plant. Now, we have the harvest here. So once again, we're going backwards. This is the harvest of what we have done to this point in time. So we've had great accomplishments, we've had successes, and we really need to look at those things and hear those things in our mind rather than the self-talk that we are not enough, we mess up, or we, whatever it might be that is pulling you down. Maybe it's you allow a friend to say it to you all the time, and you're just going to draw a line in the sand now. That's not going to happen anymore. This is what you have already accomplished, and now you sit there and you stand there, I guess, and you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that if you show up consistently and give it its due effort, its due focus, it's the commitment that is needed in order to grow the success, that you will have no problem growing the successes going forward. Absolutely not. There's almost like this new infusion of confidence that comes in towards the end of the week for you. For work and career, look at this, happily ever after. So yeah, open yourself up to the learning experiences. Open yourself up to the adventures and the opportunities that lay in front of you to embrace everything and anything. It's not like you are... It's not like I don't see you actually making that choice, although there's hope in every road that you seek, or every learning experience that you want, or every little adventure or big adventure that you decide to participate in, or every opportunity that you want to raise. There's something there that is moving you to that thing you are really going to do. Okay, right now it's about acknowledging the transformation, since you didn't know how to use a fork and a knife to now, right? And just look at all those steps you took in order to be the person you are sitting there today, listening to me, sitting across your kitchen table, hopefully in your mind. This is the happily ever after. This tells me that great success can be had. And I think you are being led to that, because we don't wake up one day and this is our family. No, it takes getting into a relationship and growing within that relationship and deepening that bond and having children and building the house, or earning enough money to own that house, and then taking care of the house. And, that's when we start to get the material wealth that we want. And all of a sudden we feel that safety and that security and that happiness and that joy and that surrounds us, but it doesn't happen overnight. And so this card being here tells me that you are stepping into the path, maybe not even realizing it, that it is going to be part of your path going forward. But you have to really open up to going with the flow and having a faith, a belief that you are being led to a certain direction. And then we have the Empress in love and relationships. So once again, this is where you are planting the seeds. This is definitely about giving birth. So since it's in love and relationships, if you are looking to get pregnant, this would be a time when this would happen in your life. Absolutely. To meet that person that is going to walk the end of the path with you, this is the time you would meet that person. Growing that relationship or re-infusing that relationship with love or a spark of joy might just be the moment when everything goes right again within that relationship. So this is about care. This is about nurturing. This is about creation. Giving birth to. The invention of. So I would have to say, when you planted those seeds of relationships in your mind, are they growing in the way you expected? Did you plant the right seeds? Maybe you're not hanging out with the right people. Maybe you need to get around more like-minded people. Or, yeah, finding that, finding that center, that balance, and owning it as your own. The Two of Wands. The Two of Wands, we stand here and, we've got two archways. We face one. We're summoning that in, but what's the other path? Are we making too quick of a judgment? Have we cleared the path for that new thing to come into our life? A relationship, a job, a career, strengthen spiritual, whatever, health, well-being, whatever it might be for you. We might be selling ourselves short unless we think about our choices that we're making right now. We may not be as prepared as we should be in order to step into that path. So what do we need to do on our end in order to make sure that what we are asking to come in can come in with an ease, with a surety? Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.